Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Tonight I want to have a little short discussion, man, about marriage. And, a little advice that I want to kind of give to brothers. Because we really need to have a serious conversation about marriage. Alhamdulillah. So, but before I do, one of the brothers, they caught something that I said in my video about the issues that come up about the two rakats for greeting the masjid. And during the video, I said something along the lines of, I ain't gonna go into that. So they asked me to speak on it a little bit. So I'm gonna say this with the rulings, because there's certain things that when you get to a certain level in the deen, and I want people to be prepared for if you frequent the masjid. Okay, if you're a person that frequents the masjid, as you grow in the deen, you're gonna start to see certain things. It's not that you're looking for it. You just know what's supposed to be going on, right? Because sometimes that's how people will start to come off. Like you looking for certain things, this and that, but you will just see it. Kind of like somebody who work on houses. They do work on houses. They build houses from the ground up. They may come up, you may see a perfect house, like a house inspector. You may look at a house and see a perfect house. But then they can come look at it and say, see that right there? I could tell just by seeing that right there in that corner that you're going to have a spider problem. Or looking at this corner right here, I could tell some water is getting in somewhere. Because they know what they're looking at. Sometimes when you start to grow in a deen, you're going to be like that Islamically. Whether you're looking for it or not, you're just going to see things that certain people may not see because they not aware of it. So, like I was discussing with the two rakats for the masjid, where I was saying along the lines of, if it's Friday and somebody comes in, they're going to do the two rakats to greet the masjid while the khutbah is going. But the khutbah replaces dhuhr. So the khutbah, Jumu'ah service replaces dhuhr salat. So it is a salat. So when people come in, they're going to do the two rakats if they know that they should. Right? While the khutbah is going. So we'll discuss the mistakes that's being made there. Because a lot of us make it. But then I said if it's Thursday and people come in and they running in, the adhan might be called. The adhan might be being called. And you might just have enough time. You might not be in wudu, so you got enough time to run to the back, make wudu, and then by the time you get back in there, they talk me and that. Do you still owe two rakats to the masjid? Or you gonna do the two rakats with the masjid, then jump in wherever you at doing dhuhr? Right? What's the difference in it? Something else you will see when they have dinners, Ramadan, whatever the dinners is for. You will notice people will come in. They'll come sit at the tables or sit on the floor. They get up, they'll go fix their plates, but they don't greet the masjid. Okay? So technically, what's the ruling? And like I was asked about making them. So the hadith where the Rasul, and it's numerous, Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Abu Dawud, this is an authentic numerous hadith about making the two rakats to greet the masjid. The ruling is, before you sit down in the masjid, do your two rakats. Right? Do your two rakats to greet the masjid. So if you coming for a dinner and you're going to sit down in there and eat, before you sit down, you should do 2 rakats to greet the masjid, which is a sunnah muakkada. Some classify it as a sunnah muakkada, an emphasized sunnah that they don't want to be forgotten, right? But then keep in mind, like I would be saying, but by it being a sunnah, some people feel like you have a choice whether you want to do it or not. It's just a sunnah. Nobody has to do it. Okay? So people are going to see it different ways. But this is the point, this is the part where people missing from the hadith. So it says, though, if you come in and the imam is giving the khutbah, do your 2 rakats, but make them light. Make them brief. Your rakats before Fajr, they supposed to be light. They supposed to be brief. Your rakats before Dhuhr, after Dhuhr, your sunnah prayers, they supposed to be light, except for Tahajjud, except for Taraweeh, your night prayers. Those supposed to be heavy. Those supposed to be lengthy. Right? The 2 rakats for greeting the masjid, they supposed to be light. That's what the hadith says. Light, brief, short. Now, how does a person make brief rakats, light rakats, short rakats? Just depending on some English translations. I've even seen like swift or 2 quick rakats. But they supposed to be light, brief. Now I'm going to leave it in the air again for those who don't know how to make. Giving people a chance to go do some research, go ask people, and then come get back up with me with what you've been told. So, but I will give y'all a clue. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her and have mercy on her, she stated that the rakats, when the Rasul, this wasn't all the time, but when the Rasul used to do his 2 rakats for sunnah, before Fajr, they used to be so light that you would wonder if he even said Al-Fatiha. Now that doesn't mean they doing like, that that don't mean that's what's going on. But they would be so light you wondered if he would even said Al-Fatiha. So the mistake that's being made is, you will see, and like me, I see it, like I say, it ain't that I'm looking for it. I just know what's what, so I see different than other people sometimes. And by me, when I'm in the masjid, I sit in the back. I come from a light little martial arts background, and then, I grew up around a lot of street stuff. So when you got incidents where people running up in masjids doing stuff to people. You know what I'm saying? And this masjid here, it was actually a white guy who came through looking for people. He actually went on a little shooting spree, and he actually shot like a black coach here, but he came by the masjid, looking for people. It's been a couple of incidents where people done came up there talking about Sharia law. It was a time where I'm sitting up in there, and a skinhead came up in there with big boots on, and it's a couch in the lobby, but couldn't nobody see him but me, and I'm sitting right where I could see, right in there, and wallahi, we looking at each other. They sat down on the couch, and they listened to a little bit of the khutbah for a minute. I'm listening to the khutbah, but I'm also watching him. You know what I'm saying? And then me and him, we looking at each other, but I'm still listening to the khutbah. And wallahi, he got up and he walked out. So I always sit where I can see everything, where I got enough time if I need to react, or where I got enough time if I need to get up out of there. So you see things. So one thing that I see is people be doing 2 rakats like they making Fajr or something. They might be in doing they 2 rakats 3, 4, 5. They might be doing them 3, 4, 5 minutes, even when the cook bar is going sometime. And then sometimes, even when they get done, they might be doing this right here, cook bar going on. They sitting up at the end of it doing like this. But see, this is because of what they've been told. We do 2 rakats. Nobody really showed them the hadiths. Break down, look, it says that they supposed to be light, especially when the kut bar is going, because you're supposed to be focused on the kut bar. That's a major mistake. They supposed to be light. You know what I'm saying? So then, like, sometimes alhamdulillah, I see a person who come in and they actually know how to do 2 light rakats. Alhamdulillah, I might build with them. So it even be sometimes, man, like, and I'm gonna be honest about this. Like, let's say it's a Muslim that the majority of the stuff they do is wrong, but they don't know it, and they've been doing it for years. And if they're around me and we in a masjid and they standing next to me while we doing the 2 rakats, I won't make them as light as it should be, because I don't want them to look and be like, and then here it is again, you have to tell them what you're doing is wrong. Because some people get tired of it and they get combative, and they almost feel like it pushed them away, and just depending on their demeanor. If they're an individual like me, I'm going to be like, hey, Ak, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you these hadiths. You know what I'm saying? Look, that's supposed to be light. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not praying Fajr, but this not the 2 rakats in Maghrib or Salat. They supposed to be light, especially when the kut bar is going on. So, this is a mistake. Now, because it's a sunnah, you're going to, depending on who you're talking to, you might get 2 different things. It's a sunnah, so it doesn't matter. Because like I told y'all the other day, some people feel like sunnahs is anything that you don't have to do at all. So you got a choice. You can do them if you want to, or you can't. Now, if they early and it's before the 2, and it's before the kut bar has started, man, you can make your 2 rakats an hour long. But the Rasul did command for them to be light. But if the kut bar is going on, don't be sitting up there doing no 5 minutes, 2 rakats, and then at the end doing all this for another 3-4 minutes. Because keep in mind, the Jumu'ah Salat is a prayer. You in Salat when Jumu'ah is going on. So that's one thing. That's a mistake that people make. They not doing light rakats. And another thing that I see, when black people see another black person come in and they don't do the 2 rakats, they drive on them. But when they see some foreigners not doing, they don't say nothing. Right? I don't respect that. I'm going to be honest. It's their choice, but I don't respect it. If you're going to drive on everybody. Me, I'm not going to drive on anybody. Because I know that the Hanafi madhab and the Maliki madhab, those 2 madhabs say the 2 rakats is impermissible if the kut bar is going. So they said the kut bar going, you have to come in and sit down. You can't do 2 rakats. It's haram to do them at that point. It's prohibited. You understand? So if I see some people come in and then they don't do them, and like I said, I done seen people drive on them, and they may have been told Because sometimes you don't know the person who you listening to and where they've learned and who they listening to, and it's just word of mouth. They might not know that a Hanafi person told them we don't do that. They might not know that it was a person who claimed to be Maliki if they follow the Maliki madhab that told them you can't do that. So sometimes if I am gonna talk to them, if we develop a relationship, I'm gonna be like, I know that some people do rakats when they come in. Like, why you don't do them? Like, was you told that you shouldn't, or you just don't know anything about it at all? Just like the man in the hadith, he didn't know he was supposed to do 2 rakats, so the Rasul put him up on it during the khutbah. He didn't know he was supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? And the Rasul specifically said, if any of you come in and the imam is doing giving the khutbah, do 2 rakats, but make them light, make them brief, make them quick, make them short. And then when you look at the description in Abu Dawud, and then when you look at the description of Aisha, like I said, they were so light, they were so short, so quick. I used to wonder if he even made al-Fatiha. So that gives you another indication that he must have did them silently. Okay? Now there is hadiths where the Rasul, he would recite Kafirun. It was one more. He would recite them in his 2 sunnahs sometime before Fajr. Okay? Kafirun, I want to say Ikhlas and Kafirun, he would recite those 2 for his sunnahs when he didn't make them light. Okay? I think it was Ikhlas and Kafirun, if I'm not mistaken. I do them light because I'm coming straight out of Wallahi, like I'm into Hajj until that adhan comes in. And when that adhan come in, boom, I'm either wrapping up what I'm reciting, and then once it stops, I do 2 light rakats, and then I go straight into Fajr. So it's been a long time since I actually recited. So it's Kafirun and Ikhlas. So that's one thing, individuals, if you're going to do them, learn what's light, look into it, come holler at me if you need to, especially if the khutbah is going. So this is for like all your sunnah prayers is supposed to be light, except for Tahajjud and Taraweeh. Okay? They supposed to be light rakats. Brief, short. So like I said, the Hanafi madhab and the Maliki or Maliki madhab, they say it's not permissible. So that's what I do. I ask somebody, what was you told? Then once I figure out how they understand, instead of just driving on them, hey, we make 2 rakats, we do this, we do that. You know, their parents may have been Hanafi, their grandfather, they might come from a Tabliki background. So you just won't know what's what. So I went ahead and grabbed this book from Sahih Muslim, and that just goes to show these madhabs, right? So Sahih Muslim with the commentary and the taqreeds of Imam an-Nawawi. Let me read y'all a little bit. Let's read some of the hadith real quick, man. Let me read a little bit of the hadith, man. So, of course, Allah's messenger was delivering his khutbah on Friday, and Sulaika came in and sat down. That's the brother name, right? Sulaika came in and sat down. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Sulaika, did you pray your 2 rakats to greet the masjid? Sulaika said no. So the Rasul said, stand up and pray 2 rakats and make them light. He then said, if any of you come in on Friday when the imam is delivering a khutbah, let him pray 2 rakats, making them light, making them brief, making them short. So this is the usul. This is the usul, right? This is the foundation. This is the command, right? So they supposed to be light, especially when the khutbah is going. Okay? Now, look at some of the explanation. So I just read the very last one before going to the explanation. It's numerous hadiths on this subject, right? So all of these hadiths are clear in their import, providing evidence supporting the view of Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmed ibn Hanbal, and Ishaq, and the scholars of hadith, right? That if a person comes in the masjid on Friday when the imam is delivering the khutbah, it is desirable. So sometimes when they say desirable, that means mustahab, because a lot of times for mustahab, and I do it, I'll say recommended because I know that's what most people is used to hearing. But a stronger, more clear version is like desired, loved or beloved, so it's more desirable. So when you see that in English, that basically means mustahab, which we used to hearing most people say recommended, right? So it's desirable for him to offer a prayer of 2 rakats and greeting the masjid. He is discouraged from sitting down. So when you seeing discouraged, something like that, it's my crew. It's discouraged, it's my crew from sitting down before praying those 2 rakats. It is further desirable that he should make them light so as to listen to the khutbah after he's finished. So you got to give precedence to the khutbah at all times. So make them light, right? So you notice it's showing, not only is it, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't like this because it's from the Rasul and the Sunnah, but they always crediting madhabs like Imam Shafi'i, Ahmed, and them came up with it. No, they just chose that view from the Sunnah. You understand? So they make like the ruling is in agreement with them, as opposed to them being in agreement with the rulings. See, that's what madhabs done did. They started to elevate madhabs above the Sunnah. And see, just in brief, see, this is the thing with madhabs on a lower level. People who don't really study it. They're under the mindset that these imams studied every single issue in the deen, and then they came up with rulings to how it's supposed to go. But there were certain issues that they didn't have the hadiths and stuff for. You understand? So it ain't like but that's what they feel like a madhab is. Every single issue in the deen has been looked at, and they made a ruling for it. So as you're going to see, we heard the hadith, but again, it's not like Shafi'i, Ahmed, Hanbal, and Ishaq them, they made the ruling for it. They just agree in the ruling that came from the Sunnah. Alright? So, like it says, the same view is reported to have been expressed by Hassan al-Basri and other early scholars. So they agree with the hadith, what the Rasul said. But it's clear what the Rasul said. Have you prayed? No. Get up and pray 2 rakats, make them light. Okay? And if any of you come in this masjid, or you traveling and you go to another masjid, no matter what's going on, if you come in and the imam is giving a khutbah from the minbar, do your 2 rakats and make them light. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. So that's why it blow my mind. So now we finna go into the other view. Now look at this. So Qadi Iyad said Imam Malik, Al-Layth, and Abu Hanifa from the Hanafi madhab and the Maliki madhab. And then it says Athari and some of the other companions of the Prophet and from the Tabi'in said that a latecomer should not pray these 2 rakats. Hadith clear. So what's the problem? Why they making a ruling like this? Latecomers should not pray these 2 rakats. This view, and they say this view is also reported to have been expressed. I've never seen it. I never came across it. I only came across it with people like this explaining it. But they said Umar, Uthman, and Ali, their argument is based on the command to listen to the Imam. So they saying they also said you shouldn't listen to the khutbah. I highly doubt that. Now I can see in the madhab them saying something about it if this hadith had never reached them at the time when they said it. Because all those imams said, when you start traveling and you go, if you find a hadith that's more sound and in accordance, and what I say contradict that hadith, you go with that hadith. Because I would also go with that hadith. It just hasn't reached me yet. So that's something that needs to be through in. What was going on when they made this ruling? Was they aware of this hadith? You see what I'm saying? So like it says, they understand this hadith as meaning that the man was thinly clad. He was very thin. He was frail. Therefore, the Prophet ordered him to stand up so that the people could see his condition and give him charity. But this interpretation of the hadith is wrong, as it is refuted by the clear meaning of the Prophet orders. If any of you comes in on Friday when the Imam is delivering the khutbah, let him pray 2 rakats, making them light. Okay? So it's refuting the claim that you shouldn't do it. So for the Hanafis and the Malikis who say you can't do it, say it's not permissible. So again, you might see some people come in and you driving on somebody, but they was taught you can't do it. You understand? You just never know. Sometimes you got to get and see how people understand things before you drive on them. Or saying that it's a bid'ah. They might not know, oh man, you on some bid'ah, man, we don't do that. You got to see how they understood. What's the understanding that they have? You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, a lot of people get told a lot of things that's wrong. So like it says, looking at the hadith correctly, what they got to do? You got to do the 2 rakats, even if the khutbah is going. But what's the foundation? What's the pillar? You got to make them light. Now you have to know how to do what? Make them light. And it's still mustahab and desirable when you come into the masjid and you doing your sunnahs and you doing your 2 rakats to greet the masjid. Make them light. Make them light. Don't be sitting up acting like you praying Fajr or like this the 2 rakats at the beginning of Dhuhr or Asr or Maghrib. No, make them light. Now go do your research and figure out what making them light is. So that's some of the issues why I said I wasn't going to really go into it. You know, you have particular madhabs for whatever reason, but they give some explanation. But like we said, what was really to it? Had this hadith not reached them? Because the hadith is clear. But those madhabs say it's not permissible to do the 2 rakats while the khutbah is going. And they say that some companions had a different view. I've never came across that. I never came across it. You feel what I'm saying? But the hadith clear to me. You know what I'm saying? So make them light. And then if you want to teach other people to do the 2 rakats for the masjid, teach them how to make them light. Especially if the khutbah is going. Now if they super early and they want to do some 2 long extra rakats or whatever, or like what some people you see doing, they'll just keep doing 2 sets of rakats until the khutbah start. You know what I'm saying? If you aware of those and know where they come from, you know, because it's mustahab, you know, it's desirable, it's the best thing because it's what the Rasul commanded. But if you know you super early and you want to do you 2 nice long rakats, you can, because with mustahab, what that means, there's a reward if you do it the way that the Rasul said, by making them light. But there's no punishment if you choose to not make them light, except for doing during the khutbah, because listening to the khutbah takes precedence over, because now it's been a command. Now you disobeying Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam commandment while the khutbah is going. So like I said before, alhamdulillah, but that reward, make them light during the khutbah, wajib. You got to do it. You got to make them light. So alhamdulillah, man, inshallah, that extra long explanation is kind of clear. And like I said, chop it up with some people, man. You know, it's madhabs that say it's not permissible. So you might see, you might be traveling, you might be in your area, you might see some people do them, you might see some people not do it. But don't look at the ones who don't do it and be like, oh man, that's bitter. The Rasul didn't do it that way, this and that. Look and see how they understand first. Find out what they've been taught first. And then don't tell them what you think is dalil. Show them the dalil from some books with the explanations. Okay? Don't just try to Google anything, because it might be a CIA website, it might be a Shiite website. You never know what's the twist that they gonna put in it. But I mean, it's cool to Google it if you know how to show some people the real dalil and be like, look, see, Google said this. Look, let's pull up this website. Look, this website argue against what that website said. So anyway, let me get to the main topic, man, about marriage, man. And I want to advise the brothers, man. Brothers, be careful. Brothers, be careful. Especially some of these new younger brothers. Maintaining a woman and a Muslim sister does not mean you have to be a fool for her, and it does not mean you have to let her use you. Right? Understand what rights are and how they go, you know, and what's real accommodations and who you're choosing to take care of. In the beginning, if you see Islamic red flags, don't automatically think you're going to be able to fix them. Because Allah might not change what's in their heart. We talking about Islamic red flags. Not like, okay, these things, dunya-wise red flags, they fixable. Like Muslim ones, like they might not really pray. If you be at work and you don't be in the home, they might not ever get their prayer together. They might just do enough for you to see, but when you're not home, but you know this, just be careful. If they do other things, like if they wear weave, you know, for some people they don't care, but the curse of Allah is going to be brought up in there, and that's something that you might not change for them. They have issues with covering. That's something that you might not be able to fix. They may smoke marijuana, you know, they may drink, because what's starting to happen is, and they don't really study for real, right? What's happening is, some of the sisters feel like, well, if I had the right Muslim man, he could get me to stop doing all that stuff. You know, sisters would be like, you got to have patience with me, you got to work with me, and you got to know how to deal with me. But let's say a brother don't have his finances all the way together for her liking. Is she going to be patient with him? Is she going to work with him? You see what I'm saying? They're going to be like, no, I don't build men. You ain't together. You broke. They're going to call you everything under the sun. But you have Islamic issues yourself. But we need to be patient with you. And all I'm saying is, brothers, sometimes they don't change. Sometimes they don't change. Another thing is this. You got to know your worth, King. You got to know what you mean. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I want to advise brothers is this, because some brothers don't be prepared. You got to look at the finances that you have. This is where you got to be honest with yourself. Look at the finances you have. Right? Add up all your bills and what you spend on food monthly. Look at that for 2-3 months. Because your food may fluctuate. Then look at, okay, some of you young brothers, y'all might be able to bump into a woman that don't have no kids. Somebody that you can actually start a family with and build a family. Some of the older brothers and older sisters, their childbearing days and making babies is pretty much over with. And he may have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. She may have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. 6, 7. You know, I know some sisters with 9, 10 kids. Okay? So they may have kids. But my thing is this. Look at what your finances is. And all your bills. Not what you spend extra money on. But look at what all your bills is going to average out to. And then look at what you spend on food. So let's say you spend, we just going to throw an amount out. Let's say you spend $200 a month on food. Not going out to eat, just straight grocery store. You spend $200-$300 a month. If you find a wife that has no kids, double that amount. Double that amount. Take that $300 to $600. Because you want to be eating good. You want people to get full. Now, if your food budget within that $200-$300, but you eating a lot of cereal, you know, grown men who be still loving cereal, not knocking it, but like if you eating a lot of cereal and pizza puffs, noodles, you know, a bunch of chips and snacks and French fries, then you might want to add more to the budget because she might not want to eat like that. That might not be her forte. You know what I'm saying? She might like to really cook and really get down. So you're going to have to add that into your budget. And don't automatically assume. And this if she don't have kids. Don't automatically assume because she has some kids that she gets some link. That's what it's called. The food stamp card in Illinois is called a link card, right? She going to have her card where she get this and that. Don't automatically assume that she's going to be willing to have that food considered into the household with you. Because these days, these sisters going to be like, no, this is for me and my kids. And also your money. That food is for me and my kids also. Don't automatically assume it. And don't have a fear of talking to her about it because you fear she going to view you as broke. Or you can't really take care of me. You can't take care of me and mine. You see what I'm saying? Have that serious conversation with her. And I'm just telling you, you're going to have to double that budget up on your food so you can look at your finances if you're going to be able to maintain this sister. Then if you're going to be working and she stay home, even if she got a job, because you know how this new sister is. I ain't putting 50 cents on the bill, even if it is me and my kid in this house. You know, not realizing that it's zakat for them if they help you out. It don't make you less of a man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go back and look through the deen, I'm not going to get into that. But these sisters have a different mentality. Not I'm Muslim, you Muslim. You're helping me with my kids. Let me help you help us. No. NIGGA, you're going to do every last thing for us. Okay? But I'm just saying, calculate this in. Even if she do work, even if she don't work, she's not finna do anything for you. Hold on 1 second. So, while you at work, and she stay at home, or even if she do work, but she gonna be in the house more than you, you're gonna have to add up. That's gonna be more on your electric bill, because more license stuff is on, because you have one more person in the house, right? If you have to go to, like some brothers might not have a washer and dryer, so they go to the laundromat. So now you're going to have to factor in more money because her clothes is going to have to be washed too. Don't think because she has a job, she's going to put some money up to help wash her clothes too. That, because like I said, and I'm not knocking them, but some of them, hey, that's my rights. This is what goes on with me. So I'm just saying for the brothers, don't automatically assume because she got a good job, because she got some things going on, that she's going to contribute to that. So factor that money in. Okay? Factor that money in. She might want you to pay for her transportation to get to her job. You got to make sure you can maintain all of that before you get you a sister, man. Don't be thinking, okay, I really don't have that, but we like each other. She'll work with me if she care about me enough. It might not go like that, especially if she have all these Islamic red flags that you putting aside. So another thing, I want to advise you, brothers, because of social media, we all have access to different people in different states and trying to bring our worlds together. So it make things difficult because it's harder to bring your worlds together. So I'll use myself as an example. So I'm going to use a personal situation. Because sisters, they already have it jotted down. My expenses is $3,000 a month. Sometimes it might really be $1,500 and they'll say $3,000. But they'll be like, my rent, $1,300, $1,500, this and that with these bills and this and that, bring it up to $2,000. My food budget, my toiletries and household things, dishwashing, laundry detergent. So roughly I spend around with my food and everything, I'm spending about $3,000 a month. Now that $3,000 a month is on you. I'm telling you, Jack. Even while they work, we're not knocking them. So if she tell you that $3,000 is on you, but you don't live where she live, so they have a whole concept of you pay their bills and then come back and forth, travel back and forth, or pay for me to come see you. 1 month, my example. They bills was like $2,600 a month in Philly. Okay. Boom, $2,600 on you. You pay for me to come see you one weekend, and then the next weekend you come stay with me. But you still gotta maintain your home. So I sat down and said, okay, because I hear anybody out. So I listened to their whole little thing. So I'm paying for them to come stay with me for a weekend. Then I pay to go stay with them the next weekend. Or if it's hard on the pockets, every 2 weeks. They come see me for a weekend. Then in 2 weeks, I go see them for a weekend. So technically, we seeing each other 4 days a month. So I listened to it. So that's what it boiled down to. We're going to see each other 4 days a month. But then, of course, when they do come here, it's a new city. They don't want to just sit in the house, so they want to go out to eat. They want to go see this and that. If it's a conference somewhere, they want to go travel. They want to go into Chicago. They want to see the King Von mural. All that old stuff, right? We want to go to this. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's catch Florida one weekend. All of this. So I said, okay, I listened to it, and then this is what I said. So what's the duties of a wife? Like what is a wife supposed to do around the home? The average: cook, clean, and lay down with you when you want me to lay down with you. I said, okay, alhamdulillah. So when I get off work, is you gonna have a hot meal waiting for me every day? No. How I'm gonna do that? I ain't gonna be there. Oh wow, alhamdulillah. So when I get off work and get out of the shower, and I need you to lay down with me, is you gonna be in the bed for me? Come on, you trying to be funny. I ain't gonna be there. So what about when I have to wash my clothes and stuff? I might be a little tired and don't want to go get my clothes in the washer, my work clothes and this and that. You gonna handle that for me and hang my stuff up in the closet? How am I gonna do that? I ain't there. So you ain't thought about me at all, but you done thought about this $2,300, $2,600 that you need paid for when I'm not going to get any of my rights. I'm not going to get any of my rights. And on top of that, I still got to maintain this home, your home, and I still got to go to bed by myself every night. I still got to cook for myself every night. I still got to do all my laundry. I still got to do everything for me. So, what's in the marriage for me? And you know what? They was like, you make me feel like I'm being selfish. And I said, I'm not saying you being selfish. You just haven't thought about me. You know what I'm saying? But you got all your rights plastered out. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever even thought about my finances? You know what I'm saying? Like, maintain this home, your home, still take care of myself, fly you out here, fly myself to see you, just to take you out to eat and do all this stuff when I see you. And do all this traveling and catch Hawaii and Florida and California and wanting to shop and all that type of stuff. Like, I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do that though? You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that? And my whole thing is, brothers, don't be feeling like you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they are a co-wife. I'm maintaining a home right here. You just got to come live in it. pay for this and pay for that. $2,600 a month. In 3 months, I could put what I'm giving you. I could put that up for 3 whole months and make Hajj. I could put that up for 3 months and go live in Egypt for 3 years. Why would I do that to see you 4 days a month? Brothers, don't go for it. Don't go for it, man. Don't go for it. Because one thing about it, even if you try to do it and even if you got the bread, it's going to get old to you quick, brother. And then you might feel some resentment for her. Especially if she working, especially if she getting money. I'm not saying like sisters should contribute. But if you going into a marriage with somebody who's saying, I don't care how circumstances get. I don't care that you was another Muslim. I ain't never helping you do nothing, even while you helping me with my kids. Even if you're just paying my bills, where I can spend my money on my kids. You know what I'm saying? That $2,000 a month that I get you to pay, that's $2,000 that I can go kick it with now. Because I ain't got to spend that. Brothers, don't go for it, man. Don't go for it, brother. Be patient and have sabr. To see somebody 4 days a month, possibly 8, but then you still ain't getting none of your rights handled as what they consider to be rights. You still cooking for yourself. You still doing your laundry. You know what I'm saying? Although I don't do the slave marriage, but wallahi, that was a real scenario. Like, why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? And they sat on it for a couple of days, and then they came back with a counter offer. Like, yo, I was on some real selfish stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was on some real selfish stuff. You know what I'm saying? They came back with a little counter offer. And the counter offer was decent. No, it wasn't them giving me no money. It wasn't them giving up technically any of their rights, but it was like, well, I tell you what, cool. I'm going to move somebody else in my place, and then boom, I just come move there. But I'm like, okay. But see, at the same time, I'm not a selfish person. You know what I'm saying? Their children lived there. They had a couple of grandchildren. I can't sit up there and let you leave every last little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Let us get to a point where, things is a certain way. Then we can make the moves. And that's what I'm saying, brothers. Y'all gonna have to be more calculated. Don't go into a bad situation thinking that you're gonna automatically make it all good, because Allah might not bless it that way. That's why you gotta do istikhara, and that's why you gotta stay up on top of your deen, and you gotta think ahead of time. You gotta think ahead. You got to sit down and say, look, even if she work, even if she got her own money, as they say, and like I said with the brothers, especially some of these young brothers, if they catch a female with no kids, if you, and that's if she's coming to stay with you, but if she got it going on where she at, she can't, because let's say for instance she lives in a condo or apartment or something. These people be in lease. They be on leases, a year, 2 year. They can't just give that up and move. They under contracts with certain things. They can't just, all right, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna give up everything, and then I'm just gonna come move with you in your city. And y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't really worked out the, and then with some people with Because I'm a Wakil. I'm going to give people some time to get to know each other. Not get on the phone, talk about what you like to eat, talk about what movies you like to see, talk about do you like to travel, do you not like to travel, then boom, conversation over. Then we have another sit down a month later, and then y'all talk on the phone again, or 2 weeks later, or a week later. Now y'all talk about what you did when you grew up. Y'all not getting a chance to know each other. You know what I'm saying? So I like to give people, man, a little time, man. Y'all got to take some time to get to know each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk on the phone. Keep it halal. If you want me to sit there and this and that, or have like some people that have some type of third party, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to figure out some type of way to get to know each other. Just like an imam told me, take some time out and go to that person's city and stay in that city for a couple of weeks. If you got you some vacation time, if you can, go stay there a couple of weeks. Go up there and spend some time in their environment, and then let them come spend some time in your environment first. But see, people don't take these steps, man, and this is why marriage is not lasting. And some of these sisters, man, cause I'm telling you, some sisters is gonna play you for what they feel like you worth. And they gonna save their money up. They gonna do what they gotta do. They gonna put that burden on your back and expect you to carry it. And if you trip and fall down one time, they want a cooler. They want a cooler. I'm not saying all sisters, but I'm saying brothers, think about it, man. Think about your finances for real, bro. If what it costs for you to live is $1,300 a month, you're gonna need it, and you want to bring one sister in with no kids and come living with you, throw another $1,000 on it. Take it up to $2,300, because just because you sitting around living off noodles and pizza puffs and TV dinners and all that stuff, that eating eggs, cheese egg sandwiches every morning. You know what I'm saying? Boiling potatoes, throwing salt and pepper and butter on them. That don't mean she want to eat like that. You feel what I'm saying? That don't mean she want to sit around eating, like I said, grilled cheese sandwiches and noodles. Throw another $1,000 on it, because she gonna want to leave, bro. That's gonna be hard on her. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that, man. Take it into consideration. Look at your money, man, and don't do no trying to take care of some sister who live in a whole nother state, who bills is higher than yours, and you see each other every other weekend. Brother, don't do it. That ain't no marriage. That ain't no marriage. Because when they do come in, what y'all got enough time to really do? Outside of some bedroom stuff, may go out to eat, may kick it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? May catch the, hit the mall or whatever little stuff, whatever little attractions in your city. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, I talked to him, hey, can we go see O Block? What we go see O Block for, man? Nobody thinking about O Block. I done seen O Block 1,000,000 times before it was O Block. Can we go see the King Von mural? I don't want to go see a King Von mural for. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, because that's just how I am. Ain't nobody finna go see no King Von mural. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, I'm just saying, whatever little attractions is in your city, this and that, go take pictures by King Von mural. Everybody want to take no pictures, no King Wine mural. But I'm just saying, man. Think about that, man. Take it into considerations, man, and think. Use your brain, man. Put you a plan together and calculate. Make sure your finances is straight, man. Don't think because she got some things going on, don't think she willing to work with you. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to close because I didn't even want to talk this long. I knew a Muslim sister, man. Mama Wakil. She made roughly $70,000 a year. She meet another brother. He making basically $72,000 a year. Both of them had one kid close to the same age. But as opposed to bringing this $140,000 a year together, well, I had to make them understand. You make 70, this take home. You taking home basically $70,000 a year. By the time the year is over with, you don't even have $2,000 saved up. So out of that $70,000 a year, and you don't have $2,000 put up every year since you've been making it, it costs you $68,000 to live. He make like $72,000 with his life. You're going to quit your job and put your $68,000 life on him while he makes $72,000 plus his lifestyle. What make you think he got the money to do it? Because all they say, well, he makes $72,000 a year, I finally get to quit working. But that man got kids that he still got to take care of. That man still got stuff that he got to pay for and do what he got to do. How much money do he have? What do it cost him to live? Out of his $72,000, he might be the same way. He probably ain't got $2,000 put up at the end of the year, so he done spent $70,000 to live. So squeezing both of y'all lifestyle up together, this and that, what make you think he gonna be able to afford it? He gonna have to give up way too much. But as opposed to merging that $140,000, I would never. That's what I'm getting married for. So that's $68,000 a year that I'm spending to live. I can at least put up $50,000 of it. What make you think what make you think that's gonna work? You trying to skate. You ain't trying to get married. You hustling. Brothers, be careful. I'm out, man. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, man. Think about it, man. Don't go for it, man. Don't be trying to pay no money, man, for nobody who live in a whole nother state, especially as far away, man, to see them 4 days a month. You still got to come home. You still got to cook for yourself. Brother, don't go for it, man. We ain't got to be desperate like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't go for it, brothers, for real. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And at the same, the sisters, they already know the do. Don't go for no jukey brothers either. But I just want to say for the brothers, man, because a lot of them really getting, brothers getting played a little bit. I'm going to keep it 100, and it's not discussed enough. And you just want to be a righteous brother, man, and then these sisters have all these Islamic red flags, and then they don't change. Be careful, man. Take it into consideration, man. This somebody, especially if you young, you trying to find somebody that you could go ahead and spend the rest of your life with, man. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.